You're on India Today podcasts and you are in the sledging room. India then have won both their matches in the 2023 World Cup. It's been an invigorating start to the tournament, really. From an Indian perspective, first off, obviously, we're India fans. We want India to do well. We want India to win the World Cup, lift that trophy on the 19th of November. But there's obviously a long way to go. But it's been a good start, Akshay. Given that collapse against Australia, chasing 200, you were 3 down for virtually nothing. Then that masterclass from KL Rahul and from Virat Kohli. Then against Afghanistan, India didn't look troubled at all. On a flat pitch, India's bowlers led by Jasprit Bumrah did a remarkable job, and then Rohit Sharma closing it off with a 131, which just came off for 84 balls. String of records broken. We'll talk more about that. Ishan Kishan finally getting some runs. Shubman Gill is in Ahmedabad. Will he start against Pakistan in that mega clash on the 14th of October in Ahmedabad? That is the question. And of course, we'll also talk about Pakistan, the way they have done their 2 victories so far. And overall, it's been a lot of hundreds, 11 hundreds in the first 9 matches. 2 from Pakistan, 1 from India. You could have had at least 1 more from KL Rahul, but anyway, I'm sure there'll be a few more hundreds from these Indian players. They're looking in remarkable touch. Australia, South Africa, how many hundreds did they get? 3.
3.
So that was quite a game in Delhi. But India, what do you make of this so far? I think they've just ticked every box. We discussed that in our last episode. A collapse like that could have happened to anyone, but the way they recovered was just superb.
Yeah.
And to restrict Afghanistan, yes, Afghanistan is not really known for its batting strength, but I thought Jasprit Bumrah was just otherworldly. 4 over 39 of 10 overs. Kuldeep Yadav 1 for 40. And look, the other bowlers did concede runs. Mohammad Siraj was pretty expensive. Bumrah, by far, the best pacer in the world in the shorter formats.
Definitely. As in, we all were, in the build-up to the World Cup, there were so many question marks. In the sledging room itself, we raised a lot of questions, a lot of valid questions, asked about how the team is gelling.
But we all hoped for Bumrah
to come back.
That was one player we just...
as some national treasure.
He's a national treasure.
And when he got fit, when he came back for that Ireland series, there was plenty of hope that he would step up. And boy, he has stepped up like he has always done. And on that pitch, Raj, keep in mind, South Africa scored 430 plus to set the new world record. And on 428 on that pitch.
Don't give them any extra runs. As it is, it's difficult for bowlers, mostly in the ODI format now.
Yeah. And regardless of the opposition, Afghanistan, but Bumrah got it right. And look at the way Rohit Sharma used him, Raj. Whenever he wanted a wicket, he used him like a wrist spinner. Whenever he wanted a wicket, 3 overs with the new ball, and then 3 overs in the middle, then coming back again at the death, 4 wickets, so many variations, and that ball to Rashid Khan, literally, outfoxing him like a spinner.
A slow bouncer. And Rashid started looking a little dangerous with the bat, coming in at number 8.
And
a few runs from him could have taken them to 300, but again, not that it would have really made a difference at the end.
Yeah, on that pitch, on that Delhi pitch, the relay Delhi pitch, some of the Delhi Capitals fans are now, literally unhappy that when they played the season in IPL 2023, the pitches were not like this.
But come to think of the Delhi Capitals, they do have the batting lineup now to make the most of this pitch.
Definitely. But
next summer, next
summer,
know, right?
hopefully, yes.
But Akshay, yes, India have ticked all the boxes, and we've been talking about how India have done that really in the build-up to the World Cup. Again, though, a bowler like Mohammad Shami is sitting in the reserves. Understandably, you would have wanted to play 3 spinners in Chennai, and Ashwin did a remarkable job. You would have expected Ashwin and Shami to sort of, step in and out, depending on conditions, depending on pitches. Flat pitch in Delhi. Okay, Shardul didn't go for too many. He got 1 wicket. But everybody expected him to play. I remember Sanjay Manjrekar on the Star Sports show at the pitch report said playing Shardul ahead of Shami would have been a compromise because Shami is a much better bowler. I think Gautam Gambhir also said the same thing. He said he expected Shami to front up in that 11. Yet India went with Shardul. the general consensus was, why do you need an extra batting cover on a flat pitch against Afghanistan, which is a spirited team, but definitely not the strongest in the competition?
Yeah.
You should look to go for the kill. And, when you have, imagine that lineup, right? Obviously, Hardik Pandya gives you that insane balance, which most other teams don't have. But you're not playing Ashwin on a flat pitch, obviously not the kind of surface for an off-spinner. You have the services of Mohammad Shami. Imagine that impact. A lot of people would say, look, Siraj went for so many runs. But there is a difference between Shami and Siraj, because Shami is relentless with his pace. He never compromises on that, even later in an ODI innings, right? So, are India compromising on that?
Simple logic. 4 years ago, against Afghanistan,
Hat-trick.
in that World Cup match, you won because of Mohammad Shami. Because Mohammad Nabi, that Afghanistan senior batter, was taking it down. We scored around 220 odd runs in Southampton, if I'm not wrong. And then they literally chased it down. They nearly chased it down. But Shami's hat-trick, that form. And one more thing is, you're facing Pakistan next. And in Ahmedabad, at the Narendra Modi Stadium, Shami has done so well for his IPL side, Gujarat Titans. So if you're looking to play him in that Pakistan match, whether you're gonna play him or not, I don't know. But if by logic, Shami, third pacer against Pakistan, with his good record in Ahmedabad, he should find a place in that 11. So if you were looking to play him against Pakistan, he should have got this game as, these fast bowlers, they rely a lot on rhythm, right? You suddenly get Shami back for a big match. I don't know how that will work. And Shardul, as in, like you said, on a good batting pitch, why do you need that number 8? Before the tournament, Rohit Sharma said, Hardik Pandya, we are not looking at him as an all-rounder. We are looking at him as a proper bowler. As in, apart from being a batting all-rounder, he is a proper bowler for us. So if he is giving you that cushion, yesterday also he picked up 2 wickets. If he is giving you that cushion, why will you go for an extra all-rounder?
I have another point to that. Yes, England have batters who can score runs right up until number 11. Australia have a pretty strong tail too. Pat Cummins, Mitchell Starc, these guys can really tonk it. But look at South Africa. They have a superb top 6. Marco Jansen is a good asset to have at number 7. But from there on, it's, on and off. You have Keshav, Maharaj, you have Kagiso Rabada. They can hit the ball, but, they're not the most reliable lower order batters. I think the same with India. Your top 6 isn't very good. They're in very, very good form. Okay, earlier in the year, you would have had some concerns with form, especially the injuries to KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer. But look at the way KL Rahul is back. He's just phenomenal. Shreyas Iyer would take that confidence from that Australia game before the World Cup with that 100. Got some runs, spent some time in the middle against Afghanistan. So that was very, very important. Virat Kohli, he now has 3 successive half-centuries in ODIs, right? He scored, I think, 3 half-centuries and 100 in the last 4 or 5 innings, 5 or 6 innings that he's played. So he's in good form. And like I said, Rahul has proven his mettle again. Hardik Pandya can win you matches from any situation. Ravindra Jadeja is a little suspect with the bat, but again, you more or less expect him to come good on the big occasion. So you don't really need to be that obsessive about number 8. Yes, you'd be okay. It is an additional asset if you have someone at number 8 who can come and really pace the innings well. But, that selection, when you're selecting your bowlers, you should select the best bowlers. It's not like when you're selecting the top order, you're looking at someone, okay, this guy can bowl a little, so let's get him in, right? You're not doing that. Rohit Sharma used to be a very good off-spinner. Virat Kohli at least used to roll his arm over. They don't do that anymore. Shubman Gill doesn't bowl. Does that mean you leave him out to get Tilak Verma in? No.
It's always been, a batter's game.
Yeah,
Cricket
exactly.
has always been a batter. Unfair
and you're
to the bowlers.
expecting the bowlers to also pick up an additional skill. I think that's a little unfair. If you have that faith, you have that faith in your top 6. Unfortunately, it's not the same combination as 2011 or 2003 even, where you had someone like Dinesh Monge coming into bat at number 7. He was a terrific batsman, and he could also give you some overs of left-arm spin.
That team also had Sachin Ganguly.
Yeah, that team had Sachin, Ganguly, Dravid keeping wickets. So, it is what it is. Now, Rohit is saying, you can't suddenly expect the batsman to start bowling. Then you pick those bowlers based on their strength, and you already have a Hardik Pandya.
Definitely.
And you're already playing Ravindra Jadeja also because you believe in his batting skills. So I hope in the tournament going forward, it paid off against Afghanistan because honestly, despite their fight over the years, they're not the best one-day team. They're a dangerous T20 side. And I think that's what you need against Pakistan. But before we move on to the game against Pakistan, plenty of takeaways from Afghanistan as well. Like I said, Jasprit Bumrah's bowling. I was a little surprised Bumrah wasn't named man of the match. Yeah. Rohit deserved it. Nobody's going to grudge him that, and that doesn't matter at the end of the day. But I think it was Bumrah who made that, lead that foundation.
He made 310 look like 270.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, there was a point in time where you would have thought Afghanistan could have reached. I mean, India would have still won the game, but then also it sort of affects your net run rate, this and that. I just think that was an outstanding spell. It's always been a batter's game, you're right.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. But another, Raj, you mentioned all of this, but you want to, I don't know why you didn't mention the biggest talking point of the match.
I was about to come to that. You just want to pull it.
Not Bumrah's 4-wicket haul, not Rohit Sharma's 131, but Virat Kohli and Naveen Ulak patching up.
Yeah.
And Virat Kohli's good gesture, telling the Delhi crowd not to, boo Naveen or not to chant his name when he's fielding.
He did that in 2019 as well.
Steve
right?
Smith.
When India were playing Australia back in England. He asked the crowd to stop booing Steve Smith. And Smith and Kohli shook hands. Yeah. Obviously, their animosity dated back to the 2016 Test match.
Yeah.
2016-17 Test match in Bangalore. Obviously, the Virat Kohli, Naveen Ulhaq spat happened during the IPL earlier this year in Lucknow, and they sort of made up in Delhi. It's just that Kohli was standing near the boundary ropes when Naveen was batting. Did he say anything to the crowd then? I don't know.
No, when he was batting, I
know. But he was also standing near the, near the fence.
Okay.
I'm just
nitpicking
no,
again.
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to. Maybe there's something we missed on camera. But it was a good gesture at the end, asking the Delhi crowd to just let it go. And things happen. Yeah. And Virat Kohli especially, he's a fiery character. Naveen Ulhaq is a fiery character. You got to respect that.
Yeah. And Gautam Gambhir was in Delhi yesterday, and he was actually happy.
Yeah.
He spoke
that
about
was mature.
it.
That was quite a mature reaction.
Everybody has the right to fight for their self-respect, but it's good that as hosts, we should make sure that all players carry good memories from the World Cup.
Yeah.
That's a good thing to say.
It is. And I think it's been a terrific World Cup. I've seen a lot of posts on Twitter saying like, there's a few empty seats here, there's been a few empty seats there. Come on. I mean, stop. That is nitpicking, right? It was full, almost full for the Hyderabad game between Pakistan and Sri Lanka. That was a fantastic game. You also wouldn't expect full crowds everywhere. Let's face it, it's not going to happen. It did not happen across many World Cups in many countries. So you're not going to get that all every time. But boy, India versus Pakistan in Ahmedabad is going to be
full
packed
crowd
to
there.
The rafters, of course. Of course.
Yeah.
You've heard news of people booking hospital beds to get minor checkups done, provided they can stay back, come back and sleep in that bed. It's going to be a cracker on the occasion.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what. You may not agree with me. A lot of our viewers and listeners may not agree with me when I say this again emphatically, that Pakistan are still no match for India. Yes, they had that record run chase against Sri Lanka, successful run chase. Mohammad Rizwan, Abdullah Shafiq coming good. But that's Sri Lanka. Under strength. Sri Lanka had to come to the World Cup via the qualifiers.
Probably the weakest bowling lineup.
Probably.
It looks like it now.
And they had some good bowlers. They were not available. Dushman Chamira, Wanindo Hasaranga not playing in the tournament. Lahiru Kumara, maybe he's still not fit. That's why he hasn't played those. He still hasn't played for Sri Lanka in this World Cup.
Young Patirana is still not able to find that rhythm in ODIs.
He's still very raw.
Yeah, maybe he needs a Dhoni behind the wickets.
Could be. But and like Dhoni said, play him only in the T20 format because he must have seen something. And Dhoni often sees things that other lesser mortals can't. But I mean, look.
Yeah.
I know it's a highly anticipated match. Everyone in India, every Indian supporter across the world would want India to win. Yeah. But there will be some tension. There will be some nerves. Yeah. But I think the Indian players will be super relaxed because they just know.
That's where I was coming, Raja. That's where I was coming. When we had Amrit Mathur on the Sledging room, he spoke about how players handle nerves before such big occasions. Yeah. Do you think, yesterday also on Wednesday, Rohit Sharma said, we will be focused on what we have to do. We'll not think about external factors. Yeah. We'll not worry about that. can these players actually stay away from the hype that India-Pakistan
I have
is?
spoken to a few cricketers in the past, and I'll also juxtapose this with my own memories of India-Pakistan. I was way too young, 1992, to remember a lot of what happened, but I do remember the whole household erupting in joy when India beat Pakistan. I remember glimpses of that match, that dark navy blue jersey that India wore. That was just, I don't know, for me, it's still retro and still the most favorite Indian jersey. So, and as I grew up, we knew that Pakistan won the 92 World Cup, and I, would often talk to people in the family and they said, look, that Pakistan team was something else. 96, again, you had nerves because by then you weren't playing Pakistan quite a lot. You did play them in Sharjah, and that was a very strong Pakistan team. Wasim Akram, Aqib Javed, Waqar Yunus, Javed Miandar playing his last World Cup, Saqlan Mushtaq. It was a very, very good, Mushtaq Ahmed, very good Pakistan team. And India beat them. Look at their opening combination. Saeed Anwar, Amir Sohail, then you had Salim Malik, Ramiz Raja. Miandar was obviously turned out to be his last ODI. Again, 99. That was again a strong Pakistan team. They went to the final, but India prevailed. But it was a competitive game there. 2003, again, quite a good Pakistan team actually. It's more than decent. Terrific run chase. 270 odd in those days, 20 years ago, was never going to be easy. Tendulkar just destroyed Sehwag. And Tendulkar just destroyed them. And then Ganguly got out for a duck. And then Yuvraj and Dravid steered them home. It was the same in 2011. I still remember. Obviously, I didn't go to cover that game. I think I was here in India waiting for India to reach the final because I would later go on to Mumbai. And again, there were nerves. So some players would tell you that they were really nervous because again, it was happening in India, World Cup semi-final. You had the who's who of the political circle. You had, the biggest celebrities in the country lining up to watch that game. Again, that was a good Pakistan team. You could not take them lightly. 2015 onward, I think that sort of started to slide.
Yeah.
Right? That Virat Kohli 100. Again, 2019.
Rohit Sharma.
I remember we discussed that.
Yeah.
Pakistan are not quite going to be a match. And they were absolutely decimated. The 2017 Champions Trophy final, even then I thought India were the better team.
Yeah.
But India had an aging batting lineup who had done their bit. But obviously, with time, you lose.
And I think one man had a great day.
Fakhar Zaman had a great match. And Bumrah was unlucky with that no ball. He just overstepped. Who knows what could have happened had India taken Fakhar Zaman out early, right? There would have been a couple more wickets and there could have been a Pakistan collapse. But anyway, that happens. But from there on, even 2019, and it was just a foregone conclusion. People kept talking about how tense this is going to be. And I remember in one of my shows, I said, look, India is going to swat Pakistan aside. Now, this Pakistan team, yes, now you're going to talk about how they chased it down against Sri Lanka, but you also let them score 340 odd, right? Yeah. Yes, it was a flat pitch, but I don't think it was as bad as good as the Delhi pitch. Even the game against the Netherlands, they were very scratchy. Scott Edwards went on to say that, look, that was a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Pakistan weren't good in the Asia Cup.
Yeah.
They were far from it. They let India get away to a good, healthy total in that washed out match. Who knows what could have happened?
Yeah.
Again, India got 350 plus in that Super 4 game. Sri Lanka beat them. They couldn't even reach the final. And I think that's just the story around Pakistan.
Yeah.
So
you're expecting
I'm expecting
a
dominant crushing Indian victory over Pakistan because they're just not that side. And look at the politics also in the Pakistan Cricket Board. That's a maturity. That's a level of maturity. I think it's the level of maturity in the Indian media circuit as well, vis-a-vis the Pakistan media, who are, I think, a little toxic. You look at the way BCCI has shaped the game in the country, whether it's the IPL, whether it's hosting the World Cup. You can nitpick as much as you like, right? But look at the wickets that are on show. This is what you want to come and watch. You want to watch some good high-scoring games. You also want to watch
a Chennai pitch.
Exactly. Yeah. You want to watch whether there's something in it for the bowlers. Obviously, you've had everything. And I just think it's past Pakistan to beat this Indian side.
Cricket should be the real winner on that era. A home World Cup.
Yeah.
India versus Pakistan.
Yeah.
I hope it's a close contest. Like you said, I want an Indian win, but not a dominant win, a close contest. But
I don't think so. Yeah.
Pakistan have won 2 matches on the trot.
Yeah.
Have had a wonderful stay in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
They have come to Ahmedabad. But like Waqar Yunus said on that day, just because they have won that match, chased the record total, you can't brush aside certain glaring issues.
Yeah.
Shaheen Shah Afridi's form.
Terrible.
He was expected to lead this bowling attack in the absence of Naseem Shah.
Yeah.
Hassan Ali is an aging senior who has come back to the side.
Surprise entry.
He has done decently, but Shaheen Shah Afridi's rhythm looks completely out of sorts.
Is he obsessing over his future? Does he want to be the next Pakistan captain?
He's trying too much.
Are there issues between Babar and Shaheen? There were some suggestions after the Asia Cup defeat to Sri Lanka.
But then they patched up in that wedding photos and all that.
I mean, optics.
Yeah. But one thing, Raj, he's trying too much. He's not letting the pitch do the work. He's trying too much. He's straying down the leg at the start, and he's giving those batters that extra time. Yeah. And one more thing, the spin department, Mohammad Nawaz and Shadab Khan,
non-existent.
Obviously, I think from what I've seen the World Cup, Pakistan have the weakest spin bowling lineup.
I think
with
Pakistan,
Shadab and Nawaz.
Okay, I'll say something that's going to raise a lot of eyebrows. I think overall Pakistan have the weakest bowling lineup. Among the teams that you'd really consider to be favourites, right? Yeah. Because a lot of people said Pakistan can be the last four, can reach the semi-finals. I don't think that's happening. Naseem Shah being ruled out is like a huge blow. Yeah. Naseem Shah was 40% of that bowling lineup. Naseem Shah gave Shaheen Afridi the solidity at the other end to maybe be a little more erratic, because Shaheen Afridi does tend to be a little erratic in one-day cricket sometimes.
Too much pressure on Haris Rauf now.
Too much pressure on Haris Rauf. Haris Rauf has not been at his best. Hassan Ali got some wickets against Sri Lanka, but it's just the captaincy as well. I think Babar Azam needs to
really be a big test for his captaincy also. 130,000 people huge, there.
No, it's going to be a huge day for him, because the way he made those field changes against Sri Lanka, I mean, they were so defensive. You got Pathum Nissanka out early, and I thought there'd be a little more pressure, because you are so proud of that. You as Babar Azam, you're so proud of your pace attack. I thought there'd be a little more pressure on Pakistan, on Sri Lanka. That did not happen. Yeah. You allowed Sri Lanka to build on a partnership and put the pressure back on you. And again, Shaheen Shah Afridi being held back for so long. Yeah, it's a little, I don't think he even bowled his full quota of overs.
We'll get a clearer picture, Raj. Shaheen Shah Afridi on the eve of Babar's birthday, whether he can gift his captain. If Pakistan have to do well, Shaheen has to come good. And it'll not be easy. 130,000 people watching and cheering, most probably for India. Yeah. It is not going to be easy for Pakistan on that big day.
No, nobody's saying it's going to be easy. World Cup is not supposed to be easy. And I think India will have to deal with the pressure, the Indian players, but that's what the World Cup is about.
I think India are well equipped to handle that pressure.
They are.
We have seen such, we have had those setbacks in the recent past. Yeah. And that has kind of, hardened this team, I think. Hardened Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul.
They're hardened professionals. Yeah. But again, you're looking at two of the best players in the one-day format, Rohit and Virat. Rohit, he was on a record-breaking spree. By the way, we just need to go back and recount. Rohit Sharma now has the most hundreds by any batsman in the history of World Cup. He overtook Sachin Tendulkar. Rohit now has 700s in World Cups. He's the joint fastest to 1,000 runs in ODI World Cups. He now has the most sixes when past Chris Gayle across formats in international cricket. It's just, he has the fastest 100 by an Indian in that ODI World Cups, breaking Kapil Dev's record. Ironically, Kapil Dev was also the captain in 1983. India went on to win the World Cup.
But Rohit seems to be very, very determined. I can see that,
He is.
Before the World Cup, he spoke about that unfinished business. Yeah. Got out for a duck against Australia. Yeah. It was a fine delivery from Josh Hazlewood. Yeah. But that vengeance was there on display. The way he smoked those deliveries into the stands, I think he is determined. Like in 2019, I saw the reaction when India were losing those heap of wickets in the semi-final. Yeah. He was shown from the balcony in Southampton, in Birmingham, I think. Yeah. But that fire.
I think that determination is there, and now it's obvious. Obviously, Shubman Gill can score at a very quick. Yes, and Shubman Gill can score at a very quick clip. Rohit Sharma has been very clear with his intentions over the last year and a half, couple of years. He wants to be aggressive. Virat Kohli is now the run accumulator in the middle order. At number 3, Shreyas Iyer is expected to score runs quickly. KL Rahul is your driver, really. He's going to steer a lot of run chases.
What a player to have at number 5.
What a player to have, and he can accelerate. Yeah. KL Rahul in ODIs is very, very different from KL Rahul in T20s. I still don't see KL Rahul in the T20 format, to be honest. I don't. But in one-day cricket, KL Rahul is a different beast. And you have Hardik Pandya. It's just bizarre that Surya Kumar Yadav doesn't find a place. I mean, I
We're
know
not
he
even
struggled.
talking about him.
We're not even talking about him because, okay, his form in one-day cricket. He did get some runs against Australia on a flat pitch, but Harbhajan Singh seems to be very, very certain that Surya Kumar Yadav could be that X factor for India. But it's just that, you don't find a place for Surya Kumar Yadav.
Maybe get him against Pakistan.
Who knows? Who knows? But I think that team combination, if you bring in Mohammad Shami, I just hope they bring in Mohammad Shami ahead of Shardul Thakur for Pakistan, and that's it. By the way,
3 pacers plus Hardik Pandya plus 2 spinners.
Plus 2 spinners.
Okay.
Given the nature of the Ahmedabad pitch, and solely because of Shami's record in Ahmedabad.
And in the evening, it tends to swing a bit more in Ahmedabad.
It does.
We've seen that in the IPL games.
And the only question mark is whether Shubman Gill can make it back into the side. Okay, let's give a lowdown of the Shubman Gill incident issue. He was diagnosed with dengue in the lead up to the World Cup. He was ruled out of the opening game against Australia in Chennai on the 8th of October. The next day, on a Monday, he was admitted to a hospital in Chennai for a few hours because his platelet count had really dipped. He was discharged after a few hours. Did not travel with the team to Delhi for the game against Afghanistan, stayed back in Chennai. But the positive thing is, he rejoined the team on Wednesday evening in Ahmedabad. Now, there are still 2 more days to go for that game. It's a high-octane, high-pressure game. A lot of doctors would tell you that you'll need some time to recover. But Shubman Gill is an absolute must. Ishan Kishan got a run ball 47 after that golden duck against Australia. He got some runs against Afghanistan. But Shubman Gill is just by far the best batsman in one-day cricket right now, right?
Would you play him or would you not play him? I
think you'd want to play him if he's able and willing to.
And he himself wouldn't want to miss such a big match.
Yeah. I mean,
but one thing, Raj, India don't have a bad replacement. If you look at that Asia Cup match, Hardik and Ishan, and Ishan has that confidence of playing against Pakistan, and he might not be he got some game time in the middle, 47 or 47 balls against Afghanistan in Delhi. So if the team management is thinking, okay, we are looking at the long term thing, we want Shubman Gill to be completely fit, we don't want to take a risk with him. India don't have a bad option.
But
in
again,
Ishan Kishan.
I mean, they don't. Ideally, Shubman Gill is a great replacement to have. But, I mean, look at Shubman Gill's record in Ahmedabad.
Yes.
He scored, hundreds in all formats?
Yes. IPL.
Test matches as well. One day. T20s?
Yes.
So, yes, you'd want Shubman Gill to play. He looked all right. I mean, he was obviously wearing a mask. We got to hear from the team management. We got to hear from the BCCI, see what they have to say. I don't know why the team management is so, they need to be a little more transparent with player fitness issues. We just hope that there is a little more clarity. Keep the opposition guessing for sure.
But wouldn't that be a statement, Russ? Play without Shubman Gill. Okay, we have.
I don't want to make statements. You just want to come
out with a win
aggressively because there will be stiffer challenges. For me, Pakistan is not the.
That's exactly where I'm coming to. Yes.
Pakistan is not the stiffest challenge. You have to then play
Bangladesh, you have to play England,
Bangladesh,
New Zealand.
Remember, even with Bangladesh, you have lost the last 3 or 4 ODIs against them. But on all those occasions, you didn't have your full strength team. Definitely not in the Asia Cup. So I'm not really going to get into that Asia Cup defeat too much. But you have England, New Zealand, and South Africa as well to take care of. Need to be also careful with their net run rate. But for all facts and purposes, I think if India maintain this tempo by the 22nd...
If you win 9 out of 9, you don't have to worry about
it. Exactly. If you win all your matches, you don't have to worry about your net run rate. But you never know. I also look back at history sometimes and think, look, in 2011, England and South Africa are the only 2 teams that you couldn't beat in that league stage, right? You tied against England. You lost a close game to South Africa. And also, you did not beat England the last time around, right? You played your opening game against South Africa in 2019.
Yes.
That was a comfortable victory. But this
only defeat came against England in 2019, right?
The only defeat came against England in 2019. So, I mean, and England are also finding their feet. They have a lot of medium pacers. The spin wardrobe was a little thin.
Lost the first match to New Zealand, but made a statement against Bangladesh.
They did. I mean, they have a couple of spinners. They have Moeen Ali, they have Adil Rashid, Liam Livingston can turn it around.
Joe Root himself can
bowl, provided there is enough assistance on the pitch.
And Reece Topley is finding the form, He can be a dangerous
He was
bowler,
pretty
yeah.
good against Bangladesh on a
Yes.
very flat pitch. He was really good. So, I mean, that more rhythm that England batting lineup finds, and it is a confidence side as well.
Yes.
So
Australia not looking the team.
I don't know. I mean, the problem with Australia is I think in the lead up to the World Cup, they've also experimented a little too much.
Yeah.
And they've taken this call is either bold or stupid. Travis said.
Yes.
You haven't
Yes.
looked at a replacement. You said, we'll wait for halfway into the tournament. Mitchell Marsh, David Warner, we'll see where that gets them. But again, I think the lack of spinners for them. Nathan Lyon made a statement. He said, look, I want to come and play.
Yeah.
Adam Zampa just looked very, very ordinary against India.
Yeah.
The batting lineup, I think, is a little muddled because David Warner is not the old David Warner anymore.
And too many all-rounders.
Too many all-rounders. And look at who could replace Cameron Green now. Marcus Stoinis. Marcus Stoinis, probably a better bowler, but I would say Cameron Green is that, gives that extra support with the bat. He's not been able to do that. But again, it's just, I think for me, it's just a little too much happening in that Australian team.
Yeah.
You need balance. And that's where I think this Indian team has stood out so far with that balance.
Definitely.
Also, the approach of the wrist spinners. Look at the way India have used Kuldeep Yadav. They've used him as a wicket-taking option.
Yeah.
They've used him early in the innings. In both the games against India. By the way, the Indian batters now have had that reputation of not being able to play wrist spin very well.
Yes.
So against Australia, I don't know why Adam Zampa was held back so late. Against Afghanistan, Rashid Khan was held back till the 6th, 17th, the 18th over. Both those wrist spinners, I mean, who knows what sort of damage they could have caused. But good for India, good for us. But yeah, it's just something that a lot of teams going to have to look at. That way India sorted. Playing on a slow pitch, you have 3 top quality spinners. You play on a good pitch, you have 3 top quality pacers. Provided the 3 top quality pacers play together. And look, in the lead up to the World Cup, we also criticized the Indian management, the team management, for harping too much about number 8. But now your batting lineup is in super form. Everybody is in form. Everybody is fit. You don't need to be that obsessive about somebody coming in at number 8. You don't have that. Yeah. Play the best possible guys in their roles. This is the World Cup. Every team will be determined to make a mark. Don't count out the Netherlands. Yeah. Don't count out Bangladesh just yet.
Yes.
You don't want to slip up against anyone. And I don't mean, you're going to lose to them. But keep that net run rate in mind.
Yeah. So, Raj, what is your prediction for India versus Pakistan?
I'll just ask a simple question. Our viewers can also pitch in with their comments on YouTube. Our listeners can text us. Can India make it 8-0?
Definitely. I do
against
think so.
Pakistan on the 14th of October at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad.
If you look at it, keeping aside the emotions and all that, India are well placed to make it 8-0.
Yeah.
I'd say India have the best batting lineup in the team in the tournament.
Yeah.
And one of the best bowling lineups.
I think the most balanced bowling
lineup. If they get it right.
Alongside New Zealand.
If they get it right, it's going to be a very, very comfortable win for India.
Yeah.
But I'd still want, Pakistan to give a fight. 130,000 people turning up and a one-sided defeat wouldn't look good. Maybe, last over
I just
finish,
want an Indian victory.
Last over finish, India winning by 2 wickets or 2 runs.
That's not going to happen. I'll give you my verdict. I think India are going to make it 8-0 against Pakistan. 1992, 1996, 1999, 2003, 2011, 2015, 2019, and now 2023.
Give me a margin so you're so confident about it.
If India bat first, I think they're going to win by nearly 100 runs.
Okay.
And if India are chasing, I think they'll win by about 7 or 8 wickets.
We'll cut this clip.
Cut this clip. By the way, all my predictions have so far come true for India.
And none of us picked England in the top 4. That is one bold prediction we have made. So let's see how that works out.
Let's see.
Yeah, I mean, I can't contain my excitement now, Raj. You can say all that, I'm not excited about this.
No, I'm excited. I always want to see India-Pakistan. I always want to see India beat Pakistan.
Friday evening, that sleep will be, very, very nervous. And that's how we've always woken up for a test match in Australia.
Exactly.
We have that excitement. For an India-Pakistan game, we have that excitement. And that's what drives cricket craziness in this country.
Exactly. That's what cricket is all about.
Yeah.
And the most important thing is that the games are played in good spirit.
Yeah.
You have to give credit to players from both the sides.
Yes.
No toxicity. We want good, clean cricket.
Yeah.
And there will be good, clean cricket. And obviously, we're all rooting for India to win and win big. There will be pressure on the players. Obviously, that is a given. But that's
what makes these players also. That's what makes the superstars.
And that's what Rohit Sharma said, that we're taking that game against the same way that we did against Afghanistan. That wasn't to put Afghanistan down. What they're saying is that, look, trying to
focus on our strengths.
Focus on every team. You're not going to take any team lightly. I'm sure in the build-up to the Afghanistan game, Rohit Sharma wouldn't have told his boys, you know what, just relax, it's Afghanistan. They would have been as intense.
Given what Afghanistan have done to India in the past.
I mean, two
no
matches
chance
I
of
can
taking
remember.
them
The
lightly.
2018 Asia Cup, that was a close
Tight
affair.
game,
And the 2019 World Cup, that could have swung either way. Had Mohammad Shami not picked that hat-trick. And had Dhoni and Kiraj Yadav not scored some late order runs, there could have been some trouble.
Yeah.
But I think India are going to make it 8-0 against Pakistan in ODI World Cups, maintain their clean slate.
6 years since we lost an ODI to Pakistan.
Yeah. Pakistan will find it difficult.
Yeah,
Pakistan really will find it difficult. This Indian team is different. So, but again, please do pitch in with your comments, reviews, and if you're following us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, please do rate us, leave your comments also on YouTube. You're watching us there. So tell us what you think. Tell us what you think about India-Pakistan. We will be back with a lot more excitement after India's victory over Pakistan. Fingers crossed. And a comfortable victory. Thank you so much for joining us. Have a great weekend ahead. Enjoy the game. You are on India Today podcasts and you are in the Sledging Room.